Welcome to On the Couch with the Ethicalist. Today we are with the lovely Miche Whitehouse, brand representative for Lush. And we love this brand, so we have so many questions for her. It's lovely to have you here. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Just like
welcome.
you love Lush, we love the Ethicalist. We do so much together, and it's always such a pleasure. So thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I feel like our brands are very aligned.
Yeah.
First of all, can you just tell me or tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been with Lush and what drew you to Lush?
So I have been with Lush for about 17 years now, so a very long time, I know. I just started part-time in the shops and absolutely loved it. So it started as really just a job while I was in uni to get some beer money, really, for being honest. It just kind of elevated from that. I fell in love with the brand. My biggest pull for the company was that none of the products are tested on animals or the ingredients are tested on animals. And that's what got me really in love with the brand and what like stuck me in from the very beginning. And then the more you learn about the brand and all the things that they do, it just kind of, it keeps you, it changes your actual life and your lifestyle and the way that you live your life. And I love that Lush is able to give me that kind of like push and pull. It's not just what it does for me at work, but it's what it does for me in my personal life. Because of that passion, I grew with the company very quickly. I started in Lush North America, and then 10 years ago, I came over here to look after retail and head up retail in the region. And then retail's tough work. If you ever worked in retail, you know how tough that can be. And about maybe 6 years ago, right around the pandemic, I joined the brand side of the team. So I look after everything under the brand umbrella, which is all the fun stuff. So the events, the PR, doing podcasts, networking and interacting with other like-minded companies, everything under our digital umbrella, translation, localization. So that's kind of everything that I get to look after now.
Yeah, you do a lot of the fun stuff,
Yeah.
and Lush does do a lot of fun stuff. So that keeps you occupied.
Yeah.
But I love that you say that the brand, really held the same values as you and started to change your values. I feel like I've known you a little while now, and you live and breathe Lush.
Yeah.
I mean, you turned up and you smell of Lush.
Yeah, you did.
I gave Miche a hug, and it was like hugging the Lush shop.
Yeah.
But that's because you brought out a new. Tell us about this new scent.
We've been doing these big community drops. We've been reaching out to our our fans, our Lush fans, and our customers, and asking them like, what products do you really want to see? What scents and ranges do you really want? And so we've launched 6 new body sprays, and all the scents are some of our best-selling fragrances that were all voted for by our community. That's why they're called community drops. And the whole idea is that when they sell out, they sell out. And being the Lush fan that I am, I saw the numbers of these body sprays. They've sold out online. They've sold out of Dubai Mall already, and we just launched them on Thursday, Friday, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they've been flying off the shelves. So I had to run into our mail order office yesterday and grab myself some. So
Quick, give me one before they run out.
Yeah, I can't miss out. I mean, I've got total Lush FOMO. So I'm wearing the Sticky Dates body spray today, and I just smell like a sticky, like a toffee pudding dessert.
You smell beautiful.
Yeah,
it really is a gorgeous scent.
Thank you.
So your slogan is fresh handmade cosmetics.
Yeah.
Now, I came down to your kitchen
Yeah.
and learned actually how powerful a message that is, that it
Yeah.
is true. It's not just a slogan.
No.
So can you just talk us through the process of exactly what it is that you do to make sure that these are fresh, handmade cosmetics?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing, if you've got Lush product in your house, turn it around and you'll see a little green sticker. And on that sticker, you're going to see a face. That face is the person that actually made your product, and it tells you when they made it and when it expires by. So fresh and handmade, it's handmade by that person that you see their face on that sticker. And the freshness policy, most of our products, our lotions and bath bombs, will only last about 14 months before we consider them expired. Some of our products do have some preservatives. They're food grade preservatives, and they're literally in there just so that your product doesn't mold after 2 weeks, because we're using such fresh ingredients in there. But for our fresh face masks and fresh cleansers, which is what you got to come and see, they're literally made fresh every single week in our kitchens or our manufacturing site right here in Dubai. They're then shipped out to the shops fresh every single week, and those products products only last 4 weeks from when they're made, because there's literally like honey and yogurt and bananas and oats and fresh ingredients. Most stuff you probably have in your fridge or your pantry now. And we whip all those together and get them straight out into the shop. So they're literally the freshest of the freshest products on your skin. Even something like our bath bombs, they're only lasting about 14 months. So you know that you're literally getting fresh products. Our products aren't sitting on shelves for months and years at a time and then coming to store. They're produced and shipped right out. Even from the menu standpoint, they're only allowed to sit on the shelves and menu for about, I think, 21 days to a month before they're then not allowed to be sent out. Because our products have a 14-month lifespan, internally we have what we call an out-of-date date, and it means we pull it from the shelves once it's about, again, it will depend on each product, but once the product hits about 6 months old, we internally take it off the shop floor to make sure that you as a customer have enough time to actually get through the product. So when we hire people in to do our forecasting and ordering, they're almost doing it more like they would, we order more like we're a grocery store than a cosmetics company, because everything's that fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I found it absolutely amazing that you have a team that goes down to the fruit and vegetable market and picks the fruits and vegetables that you're going to make in your products and then takes them back and literally puts them in a blender.
Yeah, I mean, just a big KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah, you literally have the Lush kitchen and it works as a kitchen, right? Pop those in the fridge, pop those in the freezer, take them down to the shop. I love it. The founder of Lush, I believe that she basically started Lush in her back garden. Yeah. Is that right? Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, sure. So the original kind of the core team was Mark and Mo Constantine. So they're a husband and wife couple, but it was Mark Constantine that really started to create it. So he actually used to work for the Body Shop way back in the day with Anita Roddick, and some of their best-selling products are actually products that Mark Constantine created. He then left the Body Shop because he was passionate about going even more of this like ethical, what Lush is today. That was his vision. So he wanted to create that. And so he started to gather a team of people that were experts in hair care, experts in skincare. And from them, they just started to create all of these incredible products. But the bath bomb, for example, the shampoo bar, Mo Constantine did create those in the shed in their backyard because she has really bad eczema and psoriasis. So she wanted to create a bath bomb that was gentle enough for her to be able to use on her skin. And same with the idea of the shampoo bar. So they really are just like, well, now they're grandparents. It's a grandpa and grandma, coming up with these incredible creations. But obviously they've now built a team of we call them inventors because they're constantly inventing these really cool, unique, but effective products that are good for the skin while still taking care of the environment. And it's constant. It's constant. Yeah.
It's really interesting what you say about her creating the shampoo bars. Do you use the shampoo bars? Because your hair is glowing. Like,
Thank you.
So shiny and it looks amazing.
I don't use the shampoo bars all the time because I find the shampoo bars, like when I travel, I use the shampoo bars. The shampoo bars aren't able to carry as much like butters and oils in them because they are solid. So they're very cleansing and clarifying for your hair. So I do use all of our hair care though. Today I used our Wasabi Sanqui shampoo, which has horseradish. There you go. Yeah, that's a tongue twister for the morning. It's got horseradish in it, lots of like mint and simulators for the scalp and sea salt to give you volume. And then our best-selling American Cream conditioner, which is just a beautiful softener for the hair.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I shall go and get some of those. I do use a lot of your shampoo bars and I always travel with them.
Yeah.
So handy because you just put them in a little tin. You don't need to take some massive bottle.
They last forever. Like people think because they're these small little pucks that they don't last very long, but one puck will equal about 3 of our medium-sized 250 milliliter bottles. So every time you get a shampoo bar instead of those plastic bottles, you're effectively saving 3 of those medium bottles going into waste.
Only eliminating plastic, you're eliminating 3 times the plastic.
You're just
from.
Reducing it straight from the start. So
would you say that the shampoo bars are probably the number 1 zero waste product?
We've got quite a bit. I think we're at the point now where 60% of our products are what we call naked or plastic free. And we try to create as many as alternatives as possible. So you as a consumer can decide if you want to go the plastic-free route or the bottled route. The nice thing about our bottles too is that they're all post-consumer recycled plastic, and we're even starting to use some preventative ocean plastic, where we're going into the first I can't remember exactly how far, and let's say like 2 kilometers from the coast, and we're scraping that plastic out so it doesn't go in deeper, and we're using that to make some of our labels and bottles now, which is pretty cool.
It's really cool. I remember I wrote about that when you told me about this, and I think that's really interesting. It's not only taking a plastic out of the ocean, you're now working with plastic that's being prevented from going into the ocean,
right?
Because our plastic problem in the ocean is, I think a quarter of the world's ocean is covered in plastic at the moment.
So sad.
Learned a statistic the other day that there is the equivalent of 800 million cars worth in weight of plastic in our seas at the moment.
You can't even grasp how much that is.
800 million cars, like
that's wild.
Yeah,
it's so sad, and like it's also like it's not the big plastics too; it's all the microplastics, right? So that's another thing we're passionate about. Like our glitter is not made of plastic.
Good to know for the festive season.
Yeah. So if you want plastic-free glitter, you can come into Lush and find loads of stuff. Even our exfoliants and scrubs, none of those are made from microplastics. They're all made from almonds or kaolin clay, coffee grinds. Yeah, the list is long of all the alternatives that we use, but there's no microplastics in anything that we use either.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. And it's so refreshing to have, something that you can be assured of. I think I went somewhere recently. It was some other beauty brand, and it was just obvious that what the exfoliating properties inside them were basically microplastics. Right. I think if people knew that they were exfoliating their face with plastic, they would be so alarmed. People just don't realize that these little things that are inside exfoliators 9 times out of 10 are plastic, rather than, as you say, natural ingredients.
It's what we all grew up on too. I've seen all these I call it the TikTok because I am a millennial and I'm not quite cool enough to be on TikTok, but there was a video that came up about like that St. Ivy scrub that we all used to use. So that was a scrub that we all used back in the day, at least in America. It was
I remember
hugely popular. It's all microplastic, all of it, So again, it's breaking those habits from what you were used to versus making conscious decisions to make those small swaps. But back to your original question, like, yes, the shampoo bars are a huge part of our plastic free, but all of our bath bombs and bubble bars are. People love a bubble bath, but they go and grab the bottle of bubble bath to pour into your tub when we've got the plastic free alternative to that. Even our body lotions, you can find alternatives, our face moisturizers, our facial cleansers, you can find alternatives to just about anything in your skincare, hair care, and body routine in a naked plastic-free form. So it makes it, again, very easy for you as a customer to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, and you even have face serum bars.
That's one of my favorite products.
Yeah, it is amazing. Yes. It's absolutely amazing.
It's the Full of Grace serum bar that's full of miro butter and portobello mushrooms. So it's very hydrating for your skin. I put it on every night before I go to bed. But again, it's like this little, they look like our massage bars. It's just like this little tiny bar that you melt in your hand and then you apply to the skin. And you just you don't need the packaging.
No, you really, really don't need the packaging.
It's more a habit.
And Lush are proving that, you're really trailblazing when it comes to zero waste beauty, which is why the Ethicalist loves the brand so much. But also let's talk about the vegan side of the company, because I believe you are, is it 90%, 98%?
Yeah, we're pretty high up there. It's hard for us to give an exact number because every time we launch a seasonal range or a new range, that number might change.
Sure.
But it's high up in the 90s for sure. The only product that we use that doesn't make us 100% vegan is honey. So our biggest swap more recently that really pushed us up is we used to use lanolin. So lanolin was used actually in a lot of our hair conditioner. So lanolin comes from sheep's wool. It's the oil that's produced on sheep's wool. And you have to shear a sheep. I'm sure you've seen the photos of sheeps that have not been taken care of. Their fur will just continue to grow. So when they shear the sheep, the oil, they boil the wool, and the oil that comes on top is lanolin. So we used to use that in our hair care products. So it's an animal byproduct. We've even walked away from that just because we've been inspired by the cooking industry really and vegan, the way that vegans eat. And instead of using lanolin, we're using things like aquafaba, which is the water in chickpeas. So like when you have a can of chickpea, that that kind of, it reminds you of an egg white.
Yeah.
And it's what they use in cooking a lot to replace the texture of an egg white in cooking. So we've taken that inspiration into a lot of our products, and we've completely removed lanolin, and we'll use things like tofu or aquafaba instead. And it's just honey that we're holding on to, and we're not really in a rush to walk away from honey, because through using the honey, we're helping farmers produce bigger beehives, and helping to save the bee population that way as well. So, and honey is just one of those products, one of those ingredients that it's a natural antiseptic, it's a natural preservative. So a lot of our products we're actually now calling self-preserved, because we're reformulating them. A lot of them means that we're adding more honey, because honey will help to preserve the product itself, and we can remove those food grade preservatives altogether. So we're actually swapping all of our really incredible skincare facial moisturizers. They're slowly all swapping over into self-preserved versions.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Whereabouts, you say that you're working with lots of beekeepers. Are they in one country? Are they all over the world?
I think we do get some from all across the world. I know one of my favorite stories is we get a bunch of honey in Zambia, and we work with local communities there that go out and they work just with the natural ecosystem of their forests and where they are, and they get honey from there. That's one of my favorite stories, but I know that we do get honey dotted all over the place.
So you've got, vegan check, zero waste check, ethical practices check. Yet still at the same time, you are such a fun brand, and people who wouldn't necessarily be into sustainable beauty or into ethical manufacturing processes love you. You do reach a really wide audience. How do you keep that balance between being so fun and so popular and also maintaining all your ethical standards?
Yeah, it's a good question, because I think a lot of times when we think about being like ethical and stuff, you think about like that it has to be so serious, but it doesn't. And I think Lush has done that really well. And I think it just comes from their original founders. They called themselves, they were hippies that were making products that they wanted to use that other people ended up loving. And then Lush became what it is today. And they're still very much hippies. Like when it comes to their launch plans and how we bring product out, sometimes you're like, it's hippies just making soap for people who are also kind of hippies, like which is what makes it so fun. Even part of our slogan is happy people making happy soap, because we don't take life too seriously, and at least here in the Middle East, like that whole like work-life balance thing, I think is a little bit like, can you really do that? If you've had a bad day at work, you're going to bring it home. If you've had a tough day, it's going to come into work, and you can't really just draw a hard line between that. And I think Lush has done a great job at creating a community. The people that I work with are my friends. I want to see them outside of work, but it also means that we get lots done together, because we can have open and honest conversations. We enjoy working together, so we get a lot more done together. And that's part of what's kept me with the company for so long, is the people that I've gotten to surround myself with. I know something I always like to say to my team is that, it's something Mark Constantine said ages ago, was that Lush employees were the square peg in the round hole. We're not the ones that belong behind a desk all day. We're the ones that are passionate about things and want to change, but still might work in a little bit more of a corporate environment, if you will. And so it just collects really awesome people. And then from that, we encourage everyone to be authentically themselves, which just makes such a great working environment. And so then that just makes happy employees that then can pass that on to customers, and it's that full circle. We have great customers that then fill us up with energy. So it's just that really nice circle.
It is true. I mean, it would be very strange if it was, the outside of it was, we're so much fun. And then behind it, you were really corporate, get to work. And I think it's really obvious, like, knowing you, for example, knowing some of your colleagues, and also whenever you go into the Lush stores, it's always super friendly and there's a genuine enthusiasm for the brand. But moving over to the fact that you just mentioned, being in the Middle East, what challenges have you faced bringing this fresh handmade cosmetics brand into this market?
There's different levels to it, right? It's like how the business works versus how we get the product here. There's loads of stuff, what our customers are ready to listen to. When it comes from a business perspective, I think the toughest thing when I first came out here was kind of the the retail structure. So a lot of companies here still make their employees work 6 days a week, long hours. They don't actually get any time off. All of our managers, they only work 40 hours a week. They get their 2 days off a week. We've encouraged, we actually hire part-timers and casuals. So if you're, when your kids hit 16, they can come work at Lush part-time, which again, most other companies here, they don't do that. So we have loads of students that just work with us on the weekends. They can work just a minimum of 4 to 10 hours. So that was a big shift and a huge change that we did, is to make sure that, again, that everyone moves out to Dubai for opportunity, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't still be enjoying their time living in a new country. They're all away from home, right? So I think from a business practice, that was a big thing that we implemented here, was how our employees were treated in terms of like the retail, the normal working retail environment versus what we wanted to create here. So that was a huge win for us. In terms of product, because our product's so fresh, we always have to go back and forth between we have to get the product here quick enough, because like I said, it only lasts for 14 months. So if we want to do it by air, we'll get it in 4 weeks. But air, we know, isn't as environmentally, it's not good for the environment. We don't want to do that if we don't have to. It's also way more expensive for the company. So we actually sea ship the majority of our products, which can take up to 8 weeks to get it here. So a challenge with that is if something goes viral, like our Super Milk, it's also what I have in my hair today. It's our Super Milk hairspray. It's gone completely viral. And if we sell out of it here, there's no way that we can quickly react to that demand and get it here back on the shelves, because it just takes time.
Of course.
So that can be a struggle sometimes. Sometimes we have to launch later than the UK does for ranges, because we just can't get it here quickly enough. Because we always want, as much as we possibly can, we want to do the sea freight to bring it in. It also has to be all air conditioned and cooled, otherwise our products will melt. So just that whole system and process of bringing the products here from the UK can be quite extensive and challenging.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then a big part of what my team then does is localizing content, because Lush is very cheeky. We like to have a little bit of a joke on a lot of our copy and our imagery. So what my team does is we really look at the photos, the copy, everything that's written, and making sure that we localize it here for like the locals. We support our head office here in Dubai supports the Lushes all across the region. So we've got Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Lebanon, and the UAE and Bahrain. So when we're looking at content, we're trying to make sure that it suits all of our markets. Yeah. So while it might be okay for Dubai, would Saudi or Qatar like that copy? Maybe not. Then we need to kind of go back and forth with the UK to make sure that we're localizing it for the region and our customers here.
Absolutely. I can imagine that is quite a challenge, because when you're looking at Lebanon, the market in Lebanon, for example, and the market in Saudi Arabia, I'm sure that that's very different. What will appeal to a female? Well, I know you also offer male too, which is another question now. Audience. But yes, actually, I mean, I'll go straight on to that now. I mean, I know that Lush is regarded very much as a female brand, but yet you're not. You have loads of male products. Yeah. Can you tell us about some of your male products?
Yeah, of course. So I think at the end of the day, skin is skin and hair is hair. It's not wildly that different between the two. It's just from marketing previously that tells us that there's girl body lotions and men body lotions and hair care for men and hair care for women, but hair is hair and skin is skin. So we try to break that down a little bit. We don't really have like a men's range and a woman's range. But of course, we do have some really great beard products. So one of our best-selling products for men is a product called Kalamazoo, which is a face and beard wash, because we know most men, not all of you, want just one product that they can use for as much of their body and hair as possible, right?
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. So that Kalamazoo can wash your face and your beard all at the same time. It's got some really great ingredients in there to not only cleanse the skin and like cleanse deep in the beard, but keep you nice and hydrated as well. And then the other range that we're really well known for in the men community is the range called Dirty, which is a body spray. It's a body spray, a shaving cream, a hair styling cream, a shower shower gel, a soap. We have it in a wide range of products, and it's this really great spearmint and tarragon. So it's not like a toothpaste mint. There's something a little bit deeper to it, but it's still really fresh and refreshing. So that's a big. It's one of our best sellers with the men here for sure.
See, boys, it's not just about us.
Yeah, no. And we bring out a Father's Day range every single year because dads like to relax and take baths, or they would if we gave them, like, I don't want to say permission, but a lot of them just kind of need that, like, go take a bath. It's really nice. Like, go and enjoy it. And 9 times out of 10, when they actually let themselves have a bath, they love it. It's just not the thing that they would think to do first, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but our Father's Day range is always really fun every year as well.
Going back to, you were just talking about the Middle East market and all, the different countries that you cover here.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's a big difference, or is it quite similar in terms of things that go viral in this region and things that go viral perhaps in Europe?
So I think 10 years ago, my answer would have been very different. But now with social media, if something goes viral in Australia, America, the UK, it's gone viral everywhere. Okay. So Super Milk is a product that went viral. And I think it originally went viral, I want to say in Australia or America. And it's gone like globally viral. So they did some really fun statistics. And on our Lush Times, our catalog that we have now, Super Milk's on the front, and it says that we sell 1 Super Milk every 63 seconds. So pretty much every minute. Yeah. But now, because it's continued to go viral, we're selling 1 every 43 seconds.
What is so special about this Super Milk?
Well, first, it smells like absolutely phenomenal. So people love it because it makes you smell really good. Okay. So like when you think of like wafting your hair, you just smell of this like beautiful, it's like kind of like a tropical avocado kind of smell.
So nothing to do with milk?
No, but it looks like milk. So it's kind of like a white cream. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's in a little spray bottle. And it was actually first introduced when we launched our Afro hair care range, because it's part of a way to really help with curls and the lock method. The lock method helps like enhance your curls, reduce frizz, just give it that really nice
with its
bounce.
Nice shape.
Yeah, so it'll give your hair like a really beautiful bounce. It's all my husband. My husband's got these incredible curls, and it's all he wears in his hair. But then even for my hair, which I call it fine, thin and fine at the same time, I can put it in without it weighing down my hair or making it look stringy. And it smells delicious, and it's just like a leave-in conditioner for your hair. So I think the fact that it can be used for every hair type on that whole entire scale as part of your hair care routine. Plus, it just smells incredible. It's just gotten into the hands of people all across the globe.
Yeah. I need to run down to a shop and get one, I think.
Yeah, great for, like along we're just saying, the frizz and all of that.
Along with the
sticky dates.
Sticky dates. What are they called again? The drops?
Body sprays. Oh, the community drops.
Community drops. Yeah.
Because there's this whole trend right now called gourmand. I don't know if you've heard about it, but the word gourmand is basically for food. It's exactly that. It's wanting to smell like food. It's products that you literally want to like take a bite out of. So that's massively trending for us at the moment. Our window right now is all about sweet treats, which is all about our gourmand smelling products. So like I was telling you about before, the sticky date scent. We've got another body spray that's gone viral called Let the Good Times Roll, which basically smells like freshly popped popcorn and kind of like caramel all wrapped in one. It's delicious, right? You're just kind of like, You can just, like, your mouth just starts to water when you smell
it. Need to go to the cinema.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's half the reason I go to the cinema anyway, is for the popcorn. But all of these scents are going crazy viral at the moment, and Super Milk has been a big part of that because of how it smells.
So, I mean, if we look at again the Middle East, have you created any products specifically for this market?
Yes. So actually, the Sticky Dates fragrance that I'm wearing now was actually created for Eid about 2 years ago. So it's not just specifically for the Middle East, but what Lush does is they create these teams called Co-Create, where with all of these different holidays that come up, so specifically things like Diwali, Dia de los Muertos, that a lot of like the kind of Mexican and Latin and Central and South American countries celebrate. They bring together Lush employees across the globe that celebrate those religions to all come come together and talk about what products would they want to see, what themes are behind those religious celebrations. And so for Eid, we did that, and a bunch of Muslim celebrating employees from across the globe came together. And Sticky Dates was the product that was created for Eid. And it sold so well that it stayed as part of our all year round range. And more scents and products have been created because of Sticky Dates. So now there's a much bigger range of Sticky Dates in store now. So every year, I literally was just on a call yesterday about what we're looking to create for Eid this coming year. It's very fun.
Yeah, I know you do have a really fun job.
Yeah.
Talking of festivities, I know one of your favorite ones is just around the corner, Halloween.
Yeah.
You always put on amazing Halloween events. They're so much fun to go to. So much effort goes into them. Last year's was at the Madinat, and it was really fabulous.
Yeah, it was cool.
What can fans expect from Lush this October?
Oh, it's so much fun. So Halloween is launching, I think, on the August 28th. So we're only just a couple weeks away from it, which seems wild. So definitely get into your shops and see. Some of our best sellers are coming back, but they've had so much fun with Halloween. I think about 3 years ago, our Halloween range would only be about 10 new products coming out, but it's probably doubled, if not tripled that number now. What I'm most excited about for this year is that we have a lot of glow-in-the-dark products, which how much fun is that? Is that you get to use a bubble bar that glows in the dark, or a shower gel that glows in the dark, a piece of soap that glows in the dark. So it's a range that's all about just having fun. And what I love about this year too is that our kind of our brand's messaging and what we're kind of pushing is like to just stay authentically yourself. So I think some of the like the taglines are going to say like, keep it strange, keep it weird, like being normal's boring. Like we just want you to show up as you and come, again, it's that whole like just come have fun with us in the shop. We've done, our jellies have gone viral. So you know our they're soaps that are made from a seaweed base. So they literally jiggle like Jell-O. They're like wobbly. They're so much fun. And one that has gone viral and has sold out is one called Monster Octopus, which literally is shaped like an octopus. And this year you can find them in his normal size, a larger size, and we even have like a 1 kg size of this like huge monster octopus jelly. Like, how could you not have fun at work when that's what you have surrounding you?
Absolutely love that.
And I mean, that's the thing, like this is my 17th Halloween and I still get excited about the product because there is always these new innovations, new stuff comes out, new creations, really incredible scents, and it's just always so fun to dive in and explore and see what's coming from it. And there's also a very fun, we've been doing a lot of collaborations. I don't know if you've seen those.
You have with SpongeBob SquarePants,
we did SpongeBob last year.
Mario.
Yeah, Mario was really fun. We just did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, which was so fun and nostalgic. And we've got another one coming up soon that I'm very excited about because it's on that vibe of like Halloween kind of thing. It'll be launching along our Halloween range. Can't say anything yet. I'm under NDA. Yeah, watch this space. But it's a very, again, just another very fun one. And there'll be a few more collaborations coming out before Christmas as well. So definitely keeping us busy and on our toes. But yeah, that's the Halloween range is just full of excitement and having fun. And again, keeping it strange and weird and just enjoying yourself.
I mean, you were just talking about the fact that you've been there for 17 years and every time there are these new creations. Have you ever created one? Have you ever created a product for Lush? And if you haven't, would you? And what would it be?
Yeah, okay. Oh, great question. So I've been able to get hands-on and like physically make Lush product, but I've never gotten to invent a product before. So I have had the privilege of getting to go out to the UK and make products, or even in our Manu site, getting in and getting to make fresh face masks. And there's something just really special about being able to make that product and then like just seeing the full process and then taking it home and using it. There's, again, like what other company could you go do that? There's not really. Or you'd be going to these huge factories and just seeing how the machines make the product. You're not meeting the people that are standing there making product. It's really unique and really beautiful. I haven't been able to invent my own product. I think if I could, I've got two in mind. One would be, so we do the in the shower body conditioners, which is basically a lotion for the body that you put on in the shower. You gently rinse, and then when you come off, the beautiful butter stay behind on the skin, which I love here in Dubai because the last thing I really want to do is put a lotion on and then walk outside into humidity. It's just, that's not it, is it?
No.
So I love the body conditioners. I'd love something like a body conditioner for the face that I can put that moisturizer on when I'm in the shower and just be done with it. I think that would be something really cool. And then very selfishly, I'd love a ginger shampoo. So some sort of shampoo that would help really hold and retain and really enhance the natural redheads out there. I know we're a very small percentage, like 2%. But you know, we've got products for blondes to help reduce brassiness. We've got henna that are great for enhancing if you want a natural hair color, for brunettes and for black hair. So I'd love to see something come out for red hair.
I'm surprised it hasn't yet. I mean, it's such an inclusive brand that how have redheads been forgotten about?
I know.
I think you're onto something
I
there.
know. I think the 2% of us would really like that.
I think you need to have a chat with the Constantines. Constantines?
I think, again, it's tomato if you're American, or Brit. Constantine, I think. That's how I say it.
One more question. We'll be winding up in a moment, but something that's very dear to my heart and always has been is orangutans.
Yes.
I couldn't not have a podcast with Lush and not ask about orangutans and palm oil. As you know, I went on several occasions to Indonesia to write about the fact that palm oil plantations are basically eradicating orangutan populations. And I know that this is something that's also in the hearts of Lush. So can you tell us what you're doing to try and save orangutans?
Yeah, that's my first memory of you, actually. We were in Dubai Mall, and you came to one of our events, and you and I talked about palm oil and our SOS campaign and orangutans, and that was our first, like, big connection. So basically, you know, like you said, palm oil is a huge problem. Palm oil is in food, it's in cosmetics, it's all over the place. So what Lush has done is to try to raise awareness behind that. They've also bought a plot of land in Indonesia to help replant it and regenerate the soil there, because one of the biggest problems with palm oil is that I think you can only yield three rounds of crop, and then it completely kills the ground. So then you can't plant anything else. The ground is just done. And so what Lush has done is they've gone in and they've worked with the farmers there, because obviously the farmers, they're going to want to plant palm oil because they can get money very quickly. It yields crop very quick. They can cut it all down, plant it again, and make more money off of it. So we're not going to go in there and say, farmers, that's bad. They need to make money to support their families. So what Lush has done is they've taught them how to plant black Sumatran patchouli oil, so that they have another crop to plant, another crop to work with, another crop to sell, and that can replace the means, their income. And then we're using that black patchouli in some of our best-selling products, like Lord of Misrule, which is a big Halloween product. Yeah, it's a fragrance I often wear. It's one of my favorites. It's a patchouli oil, vanilla, and black pepper scent. It's delicious. And we use it in our Karma range, which is also a best-selling range, which is a patchouli and orange oil. So we then are buying and purchasing that to, again, help give the farmers more support. What we've also done is something called the SOS campaign, where a couple years, what we've done to kind of make a statement is we've created a soap that's in the shape of an orangutan, and we've only produced the number of soaps that we've created will only be the number of orangutans that are left in the wild at that time. And because the whole point is that when it sells out, and then you see how quickly it sells out, because that's the point of like how low these numbers and how quickly it is that they're going to go completely extinct if we don't actually start doing something about it. So it is actually one of my favorite campaigns, and I'm not just saying that because you're sitting in front of me, because it is that impactful when you only know that there's only maybe 1,000 or so orangutans left in the wild, and when they're gone, and it's because we are taking their forests. Another big mission that they did is, I'm not going to remember all the names of the forests and stuff. I'm not great with the details, but there were these 2 lots of forests, and there was a little bit of land in the middle that they were going to start producing palm on, and Lush was really going with a local charity there to make sure that they weren't going to plant there, because then you'd be separating all the families and the orangutans, because they wouldn't want to obviously run through. They were separating
to get to one another.
Exactly. They were separating these 2 forests, which of course then meant less of them to breed, less community, all of that kind of stuff, and just obviously less land for them to live in. And so it was a big project that they were working working on and still are working on. And the SOS soap that we were selling, all the proceeds were going back to that group that was on the ground trying to do the work to keep those two ends of the forest connected, so that we weren't breaking their natural habitat apart.
I love that. I mean, it's vital conservation work that's at the heart of an ingredient. I'm now going to start using Lord of Misrule and Karma. I'm not a huge patchouli fan, but I love orangutans.
I do remember us talking about that. You're like, well, patchouli is not really my thing. But
I mean, patchouli just reminds me, I used to be like a real hippie in the 1990s.
Oh, very surprising.
Remind me of going into like tie-dye shops and everything smelled of patchouli.
It still does,
I think I need to kind of probably move away from it and realise that actually patchouli can smell, really nice when it's mixed with other ingredients.
Yeah, you can rebrand it for yourself and know that every time you're spraying a bit of that patchouli on, that you are doing a little bit of good work back for the orangutans,
and they really need it.
They do.
They really need it.
It's so sad. And again, it's just something that like it's just kind of swept under the rug. Like with all the things that go viral on social media, you don't see any of that kind of stuff being spoken about or any of that kind of knowledge being spread. It's these. Don't get me wrong. I love Super Milk. I'd love to see, I love to see our products go viral, but I'd love to see the stories that are attached to it go viral as well. So
I think if people knew more about the story about the orangutans, I see myself getting on a plane to Indonesia soon.
Right. You're getting the itch. You're talking about it, right?
I mean, I've been there to write about it twice. And it when you fly in, I mean, I went to Kalimantan in Indonesia, and I will remember this vividly, and it was years ago, and it's probably so much worse now, but it was in 2014, and it was just slash and burn that was happening everywhere you were flying in. There was just, you can just see forest just raised down, and then just plumes of smoke coming up.
So hard.
Yeah, it is. So I don't want to end this podcast on a sad note, though. But it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I love what a fun and wonderful and caring and ethical brand that Lush is. And is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, I mean, just thank you for helping us continue to spread those messages, because that Lush isn't on social media either for our own ethical standpoint. And so being able to collaborate with you and your platform and working with the Ethicalist is just so great. It's a dream for us as well. So thank you for helping raise our stories through your platform as well. We really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm very much looking forward to collaborating with you for Halloween.
Watch
this space as well.
Yeah, that'll be very fun. We've got some plans in place. Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely to see you, Miche.
Thank you. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.